All right, what's going on, everyone? Ellie Productions here, and welcome back to another episode of the Jackpot Road to Glory, and welcome to the first episode of the Jackpot Road to Glory here in 2025. I want to wish you all a happy new year and hope you all had a fantastic holiday break, week, whatever it was for you guys. Hope you guys all had a great time, with friends and family and everything like that. I myself was out of town. Basically from the upload of the last episode until literally yesterday. So I was gone for just about a week almost. And finally back, and I come back to the Gallery of Greats promo, which has seen some insane Master Set cards, just also some insane card releases for the hologram icons and everything. So very exciting stuff. Of course, week two bringing me a Marc-Andre Fleury to go after on the Jackpot Road to Glory. But week one just had some amazing MSPs as well. The Sakic, Iserman, Bork, all these cards featuring like 99 overall stats in certain areas that are like special builds for these cards and free zone abilities and superstar abilities. Zero AP cost to get these activated. Mark Messier has silver quick draw with 99 faceoffs. I think like 99 strength or something ridiculous. Just absolutely nuts how these cards are. The Marc-Andre Fleury, which of course is the one I'm gunning for here on the Jackpot Road to Glory, having been with us for our inaugural season and a couple seasons after that. He's got 99 speed, which is real exciting on his 89 overall card. So want to get you guys kind of caught up to date on sort of where I left the Jackpot Road to Glory when I'm out of town, and of course what I've done these last couple of hours since I've been back, and we'll kind of explore the galleries of the great promo for myself. So without further ado, let me get you guys caught up on where I left the Jackpot Road to Glory. So right before my vacation, I was working on one of the power-up icons, getting my first holo out of the vintage icon set. And if you guys remember the flash sale packs, I had two videos on it. I had literally made over 1 million coins. I made 1.23 million coins off that first video that I uploaded, showing you guys, just how cracked those packs were. And then the second one, when, I was just kind of showing you guys that, and also opened up my fantasy hockey player, which I got the Axel Sandin for Sweden, who's actually playing his last game today against Finland. Fingers crossed he might be able to score another goal and go up to a 95 now, which is just insane. He's got a real chance at 99 if Sweden can go all the way. But nonetheless, with that being said, all those silvers from those packs helped me build all of the needed power-up icons I had left to get. I needed 8 more of them, and you guys can go back and watch it. But in those packs I was opening up and sending things to the collection, I saved all those silver cards and sent every single item into the collection, and that helped me build the last 8 power-up icons I needed to fill out my first hologram set. So I went with vintage as well. There's only one player I feel like that is deserving enough, fitting enough for the Jackpot Road to Glory. He's got a little bit of ties to Vegas. There's a NHL like mini summer camp named after him, and also too, along with Steve Nash and Dustin Johnson, who is his son-in-law, happens to be a co-founder and owner of a Las Vegas lacrosse team. And of course, that is Wayne Gretzky, the great one himself. Who better to bring? And of course, I selected Wayne Gretzky out of this pack. He just felt like the only one fitting enough to bring to the Jackpot Road to Glory, to bring to Vegas. And of course, at the time of this recording, this was right before the Gallery of the Greats had dropped, and he was only an 87 still. Now, of course, he's up to an 89 overall, which is even more exciting. But one thing that really shocked me is, like in Frozen Forces, out of the X Factors, we got a McDavid and a Kucherov as MSPs, and I was really surprised that a promo called Gallery of the Greats, the Great One, nicknamed the Great One, Gallery of Greats, does not have an MSP. Kind of surprising, but I think EA sort of realized that they had to kind of change that up maybe last minute or something. I don't know. I know they kind of planned these promos out in advance, so I'm not really sure what the thought process was there, because I know it really hurt the market as far as people that are building the X Factor captains to get McDavid and stuff. It just really sort of stopped that grind. And even with the release of the Gallery of the Greats promo, it really halted, people wanting to go after these vintage icons because of how good these new MSPs are. Having free zone abilities and superstar abilities and 99 stats in certain categories just really makes them so much more desirable, at least in the now, rather than the long term of building up one of these icons. Now, luckily, if you haven't built a holo icon yet, a modern or a vintage, it's super cheap to do. It's way more cheaper than it was when I did it, and I probably would have made a lot more coins had I sold all those silver cards back then. But however, I wanted to bring Wayne Gretzky to the Jackpot Road to Glory, and I was so glad I did. Now, since I've been back though, Gallery of the Greats promo is here. You guys can see I have a ton of the 84 overall Gallery of the Greats cards. These were some that I made through, building them, getting out of the objectives, and with that, I was wanting to make, of course, the brand new release, Marc-Andre Fleury, and so that's the first thing I focused on. Basically, as soon as I got back, I got back like late in sort of the afternoon, and content just dropped, and I saw Marc-Andre Fleury, and I was like, okay, I have to get him done. I have to get him completed and bring him to the Jackpot Road to Glory as well. His card's just too good to pass up. Free AP with post to post. He's got 99 speed. I know he's only 6'2", 185, but to me, he was absolutely worth it. And, well, getting him, I just had to do, and you guys can see, adding in the last pieces into his set. I did go out and buy the Natchez and the Game Breakers Velarde. I did buy those two cards. They cost me 53,000 coins each, so they were the only coins really spent in the grind process to kind of get my Marc-Andre Fleury, but to me, it was totally worth it, as I was basically able to get Marc-Andre Fleury for a little under like 110,000 coins. Absolutely insane. And you guys can see him right there, 89 Marc-Andre Fleury. He's here. He's in the Jackpot Road to Glory now. And again, he's got that free AP on his Superstar ability and Zone ability. So he's got Light Work, that's free, and Post to Post as his Zone ability. But even though he's 6'2", 185, a little bit smaller than you would like in Hockey Ultimate Team, I'm very excited to bring the flower back to Vegas, back on the Jackpot Road to Glory. And now when loading into Hockey Ultimate Team in the Hub, I get to look at the Great One, who's now an 89, thanks to the Gallery of the Greats promo upgrade that he got, as well as Flowers 89 MSP, and my Fantasy World Juniors Axel Sundin that's up to a 93 and could potentially go up even higher. Fingers crossed on that one. It is incredible to view those three cards loading into the Jackpot Road to Glory. And with that, of course, the squad, has seen some new additions, and I cannot wait to give you guys some gameplay. But just to sort of give you guys a breakdown and talk about a few things, obviously not too much has changed with most of the lines. The IRL Vegas first line with Captain Mark Stone, my OG Misfits with my Fantasy Hala. We have my third line that, brought in Hillary Knight, the Golden Knight, and the Nick Suzuki and Mantha that had a great debut in the last episode. But of course, Wayne Gretzky has joined the fourth line, replacing Tomas Hertl for the time being. He's paired up with my Russian duo of Michkov and Ovechkin. Now, Ovechkin as well did get an 89 overall card. However, though, I am kind of waiting on that one because I have a little sneaky suspicion that Ovechkin could maybe be an X Factor Series 2 card. I don't know. Nothing's confirmed, but I'm holding out hope that he might be maybe an X Factor captain or maybe even the grand, McDavid type card, as I feel like a big miss by EA this year was not having Ovechkin as a fantasy hockey master set player. They did John Carlson instead for the Washington Capitals, and I feel like with Ovechkin's chase going after Gretzky's goal total would have been the coolest fantasy card that they could have done. So I have a little sneaky suspicion that they might give him the X Factor Series 2, especially too since he's come back from his injury. How the hell he healed up in like a month after tearing over like his fibula is just insane, and he's already potted like 4 goals since he's been back. Just nuts. Ovi is just absolutely on fire, and again, he's got an 89 overall card out right now thanks to the milestones, but I'm waiting on possibly upgrading him. And as far as the defense, not much has changed, but of course we did change up the third line. So our first line stays with the IRL Vegas. We have my OG Misfits second line, Theodore and Englund, but it was time to activate back the defensive defenseman on Englund. I just wanted to bring that back, especially too with adding in the Axel Sundin. I decided to bring back my Zdeno Chara from Supernatural and then slotted in the 93 Axel Sundin into the squad. This card is too good to just leave in the collection. I took a gamble on the B&D set, as you guys saw in one of my previous episodes, and just happened to hit, honestly, the best one. And I can't let this card go to waste. I got to try him out. And so we've kind of tweaked a little bit of our third line. I know there's not really a Vegas connection, but for those of you that have been keeping up with the Jackpot Road to Glory back from the start and all the other episodes I've uploaded, we used to have a third line defense and a fourth line offense that was whoever I wanted, whether it was a good pack pull, whether it was for synergy reasons. I could use anyone that wasn't Vegas related on my team in those roles. And well, we're kind of bringing that back, at least on the defense. We brought back the Char to have defensive defenseman activated for Derek Englund. And of course, I want to use the Axel Sandin. Obviously, the offense is a little bit different with Ovi, the Great One, and Mitchkov. We have our ties to Vegas there. So a little bit different to sort of, incorporate them. But I am kind of bringing that back, though, especially with how good some of these MSP cards have been. They will probably only get better from here, and I want to be able to use some. And then, of course, the last edition, the 89 Marc-Andre Fleury. You guys have already seen me and heard me talk about this card, but I am very intrigued to see how he'll play in Hut Rivals and Champs once, they give me a Vegas-related player item to go after in Champs. I've not actually played a single game of Hut Champs this year, and that's primarily for the fact that, this is the Jackpot Road to Glory, and unless if there's a Vegas card in there, I don't really care to lose my mind on a weekend of like 20 games. So I've just kind of been avoiding that for the time being and primarily just play Rivals. So hopefully Marc-Andre Fleury at 6'2", 185 with his zone abilities that are free does well for me in Rivals. And I want to show you guys too my AP that I have active on the squad. I have the MSP Suzuki with his Born Leader activated. Of course, the captain is always activated with no contest, as well as my alternate captains, Eichel with his 1T. I decided though to activate Shea Theodore Seeing Eye again. We'll see how that one kind of works, but I might change it. I don't know right now. And then, of course, alternate captain Petrangelo with his Heat Seeker. And if I do get rid of Shea Theodore, I might activate Axel Sandin, but of course, we get some free AP with the Flower as well as the Great One getting free AP with Elite Edges and make it snappy, which is really nice. But that's how my AP is looking for the squad. So there we have it, 2025, the Jackpot Road to Glory has seen a little bit of a facelift. We got a new goalie. We brought in the Great One in Axel Sundin, who's at a 93. Could maybe even slot another hat trick against Finland. I doubt it, but I could see him go to a 95 today against Finland. And, Sweden's been playing really well. So has Finland, too. So we'll see how that game goes. I think it's going to be real close. I'd love to, of course, see Sweden, move on further, but obviously they'll have a third place game even if they lose it. So he's got a chance to get some more goals and get some more upgrades. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to bring you guys the debut. So I'll see you all real soon. Peace out.